These are solutions to Melham's Math 75 Exam 4. Number 1, the derivative is 3x squared minus 6x. Factor into 3x, x minus 2 equals 0. Critical numbers are x equals 0 and x equals 2. Plug in 0, you get 0. Plug in 2, you get negative 4. F of 2 is 2 cubed minus 3 times 2 squared from the original function. And that comes out to be negative 4. So 0, 0, and 2, negative 4. Sine chart for f prime, 3x times x minus 2. Plug in negative 1. Negative 1, 3 times negative 1 is negative. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative. Negative times negative is positive. Plug in 1. 3 times 1 is positive. 1 minus 2 is negative. Positive times a negative is negative. So minus sign here. Plug in 3. 3 times 3 is positive. 3 minus 2 is positive. Positive times positive is positive. So increasing, decreasing, increasing. Increasing, then decreasing means 0, 0 is a max. Decreasing, then increasing means 2, negative 4 is a minimum. Number 2, f prime of x is 2x. That's equal to 0. That happens when x is 0. So 0, comma, negative 3. F double prime of x is 2. That's greater than 0 all the time. So the graph is always concave up. That also means that I have a minimum at my critical point 0, negative 3. So 0, negative 3 is the minimum. There's no maximum. There's no inflection point, no change in concavity. Graph looks something like this. Number 3, f prime is 3x squared plus 9. That's always greater than 0, which means the function's always increasing from negative infinity to infinity. F is decreasing nowhere. That means there's no maximum, no minimum. F double prime is 6x. Set that equal to 0. That gives me x equals 0. That's the origin. 0, 0. Sine chart for f double prime. Plug in a negative, you get negative, concave down. Plug in a positive, you get positive, concave up, which means 0, 0 is an inflection point. And the graph looks something like this, crudely. Number 4, here's the original function. I know I have to plug in negative 2 and 2. And now I have to find a critical point. So f prime of x is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Set it equal to 0. Factors into 3x minus 1, x plus 1 equals 0. My critical numbers are x equals 1/3 and negative 1. So I plug in negative 2, 2, 1/3, and negative 1. F of negative 2, plug into the original, is negative 2 cubed plus negative 2 squared minus a negative 2 plus 1. Comes out to be negative 1. F of negative 1 cubed plus negative 1 squared minus a negative 1 plus 1. And that comes out to be 2. F of 1/3 is 1/3 cubed plus 1/3 squared minus 1/3 plus 1. Okay, a lot of arithmetic, but it comes out to be 22 over 27. And finally, f of 2 is 2 cubed plus 2 squared minus 2 plus 1. That comes out to be 11. So out of that list, the absolute maximum is at 2, 11. Absolute minimum is at negative 2, negative 1. Number 5, C bar is the original divided by x. 25 plus 10x plus 0.05x squared divided by x. That gives me 25 over x, which is 25x to the negative 1, plus 10 plus 0.05x. So first derivative is negative 25x to the negative 2 plus 0.05. Second derivative is 50x to the negative 3, which is 50 over x cubed. That's greater than 0 for all x is greater than 0, which means at a critical point, I will have a minimum, which I'm looking for. Set C prime equal to 0. So rewrite this as negative 25 over x squared, which I will move over to the right side. So 0.05 equals 25 over x squared. Multiply both sides by x squared. Divide by 0.05. X squared is 500. X is the square root of 500, 22.36. Number 6, P prime is 1000 minus 2x. Set that equal to 0. X is 500. Double prime is negative 2. That's less than 0, which means concave down, which means maximum. So I have a maximum x equals 500. What is the maximum profit? Plug in 500 to the original 1000 x 500 minus x squared 500 squared, $250,000. Okay, so the x value which maximizes the profit is 500. The maximum profit itself is 250,000. Okay, number 7, it's best to distribute 50x minus x squared, maximize the profit. P prime is 50 minus 2x, set that equal to 0. X is 25. P double prime is again -2, less than 0, concave down, which means I have a maximum. Number 8, treat this as x squared minus 9 to the 1/2. So the derivative is 1/2 x squared minus 9 to the -1/2 times 2x. Clean it up, x over radical x squared minus 9. Number 9, at x equals 0, y is 0, so you got the origin 0, 0. Okay, f prime product rule, first times the derivative of the second, x times e to the x, plus second function e to the x times the derivative of the first, which is 1. Okay, plug in 0, you get 0 plus 1 equals 1. So point is origin, slope is 1. Point slope form, y minus 0 equals 1 times x minus 0, or y equals x. And finally, number 10, quotient rule. Bottom x times the derivative of the top, 1 over x, minus ln x times the derivative of the bottom, which is 1, so I don't have to write it, over x squared. Final answer, 1 minus ln x over x squared. So these are solutions to exam 4 from Melham's Math 75.